Dude, that's some bullshit. Hey Leos. Sorry, I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, so I got a call from this rando number. Not even someone I knew. So we gotta start this over. This is Leo's end of June 2019 reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Jupiter, okay? Cross watchers, you're welcome to the video, but I will be reading from the perspective of the Leo. Show your love if you resonate at the end of the video or at any point in between. Let's get into it. I'll go ahead and read you what I have on the board, okay? Work with me because I will be reading it a little swiftly. We have the card of Mother Mary, expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. We have that tied to the card of perfection and the Eight of Air reverse. When we get into the guts of the story, we have the Five of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Sun, and the Nine of Wands. When we get lower to the bottom here, we've got the Nine of Cups reversed, the Ten of Discs, the Charmer, the Strength card clarified by the Strength card. We'll get into the Sibylla, as we go around. It's really crazy, when videos cut off because I was on a roll, but the energy is still high, so. Basically what I was expressing was that, there's been a high continuity with you Leos in your readings that you've been getting, which is terrific, right? It really shows energies being aligned. So when we talk about the continuity of the person you've been dealing with, there's been a lot of shit that's gone on between the two of you. And we're not going to sit here and say, like we know, there were things on both ends. We don't have to sit here and go into what you may have done or what they did. And if you were tuned in to the past readings, we got into that tea, so you know. But, I don't need my feet on camera. I'm being a hippie. But anyways, guys, yeah, we know that continuity there has been existing. And it's been very hard as of late to really get to that point of completion. Like, feeling as though you're just tired, worn out, and don't have much left to give. There's an entrapment that seems to be felt. With the Eight of Air reversed, there's a lot of mental anguish, someone who's not being able to make decisions, someone who's not able to really find happiness or clarity in the situation that they're thwarted into. And this is a situation that does have a lot of emotional undertone. It is a card of air, but it stems from the emotions that you have tying into something, okay? So, that being this deep connection, I think that one thing that you have to remember is, like, when we see this card of so much mental anxiety, we have to understand that it's energy that we're creating. Though we had the experience that could logically yield this energy here, it doesn't mean that that's what it has to be, right? So, in a sense, you can free yourself. In a sense, it becomes a choice. And when we have it tied to the card perfection, perfection's talking about what exactly are you being so hard on yourself or another about? Or just the fact that there's that energy there of you being hard on yourself or another, okay? I think the added stress we add to a situation, that we bring to a situation because of past experiences don't make it any easier to have, like, a new start. So we have to be mindful of that, okay? If this is a time where, it's gonna be a lot of balancing that's necessary, and trust and faith. And because you're still here, you still want this person still wants you. But, when we get down to the Five of Swords here, what's starting to turn, I think what will turn at the end of June, is you attaching everything that they do to something that can't be trusted. Like, I understand there may be communication that's lacking there. and both of you may be coming off like kind of secretive and not really giving all the details when you say anything or tell a story or anything like that. I feel like, there's a lot of defense that's still there, okay? Because I sense a level of defensiveness from this Nine of Wands here. Although, the Nine of Wands is also coming up as, the card of loyalty and endurance and going the distance. Like, we see that. But things, like I said, are going to start to change here with the Wheel of Fortune and the Star as we come into this, this period of a new beginning for y'all. Yeah, it's almost like this, in a sense now, the way we carry it out is the way we carry it out. But in a sense, we were meant to feel like all of these energies so that, or because of, it was just kind of like divinely in order. Like when you felt like you were going through this shit with this person, or even in the now, how it feels so difficult, and you just like, right when it's at the end and you're about to get what you want, you feel like you may want to give up. It's like, this was all meant to happen as it did because there was divine timing for when luck would change, okay? It's just a message that none of it happened in vain, I guess. And I feel like, you may know that, Leo, but sometimes it's nice to hear these things, again, that you didn't go through any of this in vain. So if you still want it, it's there. And the opportunity, I feel like you're going to stick around for. You just may be a little tired and worn because you see it, on the brink. The key is going to be being able to keep the magic ignited, to really ignite like the magic. And y'all's relationship, you're gonna really have to open up emotionally, like fully. Because this is someone that you're going to have to tap into like some childlike energies to understand them deeper and to understand yourself deeper on the level that is conducive to maximizing the love that you could have with this person. Okay. I don't know why you're beating yourself up though, because it's like, when we get down here, we got the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Discs. When we talk about perfection and being super hard on yourself, it's like, okay, so the Nine of Cups reverse is basically talking about just that, people seeing you as having some level of affluence, whether it's, physical, monetary, affluence, or whatever assortment of wealth, or having spiritual affluence, or just having this air about you that's just very rich, I feel as though, oh, yeah, and emotionally abundant, duh, but, you're not really seeing your life that way. You're not really seeing yourself as, I don't know, like ready to come into this Ten of Cups with someone, like prepared. Like, I feel like there may be a lot of things you're still trying to do or figure out, so you don't maybe feel prepared. So you're just like putting it off. So it's like, you've got it going on in whatever way you do, but at the same time you don't, because it becomes this suppressed notion, But, it's amazing to have the Wheel of Fortune here and then have the Star. Because as we talk about, the change in the identity of a situation and a personal identity as well, of course, that's what helps bring about the external identity change of whatever that energy that you're sharing with someone else within its own identity, right? We have the Charmer, which is the Magician counterpart, and Strength clarified by Strength. Now, when we take that and then look into the Sibylla, we have Falseness, Misfortune Reverse, Scholar, Service, Constancy, and a Wife. Actually, like I was saying, getting to that point made me want to because I feel like this is a solid story here. I'm just going to get like one or two more cards. That too. Wow. So yeah, because the wife card can take on a lot of meaning, so I just wanted to make sure I was kind of on point with what I was taking from her then. Where are we at? 10 minutes? 11 minutes? Cool. It's basically, you syncing up with the universe. Like, when you have a Wheel of Fortune moment, and it goes positively, it's because you're in alignment with the proper energies. So you begin to carry out ways of manifesting the change that you want in your life and bringing those things closer to you that you want as well, And it's bold, persevering strength, pure and utter fury, just lit ass energy, Like, I think as you become free from the mental anguish that has been occurring, because, maybe I did forget to note this little bit, which would be important. It's the 8 of Air upright that shows coming into that energy, or, currently being in the state. What is that truck doing? Or this is too residential for you, truck. But no, because we do not have, the only trucks we have around here like that are the guys picking up trash and recycling. They shouldn't be driving through here. It's still a block away from a major thoroughfare. I get really annoyed. I'm sorry, y'all. But but anyways, when it is reversed, it does talk about coming out of that. So when we talk about coming out of that energy from the place of just being very pent up about a situation, very I've got to be hard on this to not have it go like this, to change this outcome, to do this and do that, or like I said, I'm just gonna ignore it altogether and fight with the universe is trying to do, whereas we have a Wheel of Fortune moment, which in ways can be similar to a Tower moment where things shift, and I think you just find again this energy of perseverance to change the situation into your favor. I think that because when we talk about the possible deceit and lies and the mistrust that may come from the 5 of Swords, it tells you also, it might not be what this person is fucking doing. It could be all you, all in your head. You know what I'm saying? And how you're being so strong in the situation. It's whether this person is or not, this is how you feel about it. You just don't trust it. Or it's them just not trusting whatever you're trying to bring to the table. Because again, the energies can be vice versa. But I feel when we have the misfortune reverse, it's coming after the falseness card, all the lies and illusions, all the things that you thought would just all of that, the lies that again could have been actual factual, or the illusion that you just can't trust this person, that they just can't trust you, all of that shit just stops. Okay? Just like I said, the Wheel of Fortune can be similar to a Tower moment. And this Gypsy Sibylla deck, the misfortune card is the Tower. So here we go, foundation is crumbling so things can shift and change. And y'all got, some new energy, some beautiful energy coming in. We've got the Teacher here, which is the equivalent to the Hierophant in traditional tarot. And, you know, that's when we talk about going within. The answers, like the wisdom that we have, the knowledge that we have, going within, remembering it, applying it, because we know the answers. And we look externally for the validation, but we know the answers. Okay? So we know the answers, and we come into the energy of being able to shift the situation into going into our favor in the end of June. There's no more lies, there's no more games, there's no more shit, and you are leading by example. So since you're dropping that, I think any type of like veil or poker face or whatever it was that, you know, your role was in the gameplay with this person, I think you're gonna drop that completely. Okay, maybe you already have, and like in the end of June, towards, you know, like mid to end, you'll see them start to drop theirs too. Because what you put out is what you attract. So if you ain't putting out that shit, that person's gonna have to, you know, they're gonna realize that, and they're gonna have to check themselves. And it's gonna leave for them too if they're still gonna be in your life. Because if not, they wouldn't be. Because when you're on a path to what you want to attract, the shit outside of that falls off, right? But seeing as how I see a new beginning, and this person, you know, comes towards you, and I have mentioned before that y'all are strong mirrors of one another. And speaking of strong mirrors with double strength here, you both, well, clearly you, but you both may have Leo in your chart, like this other person. And I say this all the time, like it's the same person that y'all are dealing with, but they may have Leo in their chart. Is it another Leo? Who fucking knows? That could be some of y'all. But between Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, check their stuff, check their chart, get their time. Look it up. Yeah, but taking everything that you learned from this situation and applying it after it, you know, after all the bullshit is killed, and when we get the service card, because I talk about this being like a suitor card, like, you know, I have my own intuitive translations to what these cards translate to in traditional tarot, although some of them are like pretty straightforward. Again, like Misfortune and Teacher are pretty straightforward with translating to the Tower and the Hierophant. But like the service card, I would see this as like, the way it translates for me is like the Page of Wands, okay? And the letter card, in some instances, translating to the Page of Swords, you know? But the service card could also be about, you know, like a Page of Pentacle energy, but it's like a page energy. But I would read it as definitely Pentacles or Wands. And the Constancy card taking us to the Wife card, which Constancy I see as the card of Taurus, which is Earth energy. So from Pentacle to Pentacle as I read it, and then talking about tradition and family with the Wife card and having the Ten of Disc here, I would say that this is also strong Earth energy, along with the Teacher translating to the Hierophant, the card of Taurus. Many of you Leos may be dealing with a Taurus, or someone who has Taurus in their chart as well, as Leo, as I see here, or you have Taurus somewhere in your chart. But it's very strong Leo Taurus energy here, and the combination has been pretty consistent. Like I said, you know, Leos, y'all been having a lot of continuity, okay? But yeah, it's really just striking me as a situation that, you know, you're dedicated to this bond, like to this commitment with this person, okay? And it's off of this new beginning here, where I see the service talking about as a new beginning. That, again, when we talk about going the distance, persevering, doing what it takes, like towards the end of June, that's what we see. And that's what we have with the Constancy card here. Being firm in a decision, like, or reaching a goal, okay? And being determined. Will, you know? Same thing we have here. with the wife card, we talk about, you know, the ties. It's like it's about the ties that you feel to this person, the connection that you have, what you've built. We've got two cards here where there's children. This one's a little more grown, you know. And then, you know, defense is down. Again, soldier reverse and waiting are the last two cards we have here from the Sibylla. Waiting translates to a yes for any questions you may have. Like wondering if this person's going to really come towards you, if you can trust them, if they truly have genuine intentions towards you. I think you got to be patient with allowing things to unfold. But look at the position of her right here, you know? Looking out over the whole process. Seeing it through. But your defenses are down. I see those player ways are gone. If it's you, Leo, or the other person, those player ways are gone or are ceasing. And there's going to be like more of a period of continuing to find out what each other's made of, but y'all are going to decide more and more to do it together. Like, I think that it's very important that y'all open up. Because someone needs to be held, either you or them. That's strongly what I'm sensing. Someone needs to be held, someone needs to be loved, someone needs to be kissed. I think there needs to be a release through kissing. I think like where the whole world shuts off, I think like y'all got so far away from like connecting. Oh, look at this. Then we talk about perfection. Look at that card. Look what's in it, like what's radiating from her mouth, okay? We see her aura and her energy field around her here and what's projecting from her mouth. Like, I think if you don't want to just talk right now and do that, like, there are other ways y'all need to connect here, Leo, okay? And the world will stop and it'll all leave you and it'll be all good. And you're just, I don't know. Somebody's afraid of that. Either you or them, both of you. There's still some level of being afraid about how just the whole fucking world's gonna open up and stop at the same time. So expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. And like I said, with the last card here, the waiting in the Sibylla deck, everything that you've had a question about, the answer is yes, you got it. Expect it. It's quite the beautiful reading for the end of June. I love y'all.